Hi, I'm Calum Greenhow. I'm the Chief Executive of the National Federation of Postmasters. Around 155 Postmasters tuned into the Post Office webinar yesterday to listen to the Chief Executive and Chief Revenue Officer present the reasons why the business is looking to remove the current proximity guidelines. Can I be clear? The first the NFSP knew that a strategic partner had reached an agreement with Post Office to open 10 test locations was Tuesday the 3rd of February. Via the Green Paper submission, we knew Post Office were formulating plans to increase the size of the network. Yesterday, we learned more, and this is the concern, as Post Office have not been open about the totality of their plans around proximity, and it is only due to the reaction from Postmasters that they are now explaining matters more fully. However, it is the case that competition is coming, and they are correct on this. Let us not be fooled into thinking that once Post Office have opened around 3,000 new locations, the competition will abandon their plans. They're coming irrespective. The announcement by Royal Mail last September, where they bought a 49% stake in PayPoint with the intention of opening 8,000 partial shops, is an existential threat to the entirety of our network. Royal Mail will not be the only competitor to come into our space, and therefore the future is not in our command. This is a serious business risk. What we heard yesterday was all about consequences. In essence, Post Office have only two income streams that generate sufficient income to support the network as is, and that is mails and banking. What we learned that was unless the Post Office agreed to the expectations of a strategic partner, they would go to Royal Mail and Cash Action UK to bring these services into their outlets, and this could result in a domino effect where other strategic partners may follow suit. This means potentially 20% of the Post Office revenue would be at serious risk. The consequences of this is the potential collapse of the business. Therefore, Post Office have to grow the urban network to face the challenge of the coming competition. To be open about this, the role of the Post Office is to act in the interest of Post Office. But crucially, the role of the NFSP is to act in the interests of Postmasters. There will be times where those interests will be aligned, and there will be occasions, such as today, where those interests are not. What the NFSP are highlighting is that Postmasters are making it very clear that Post Office does not seem to be taking on board the consequences for them. For Postmasters, they are concerned that this growth in the urban network could detrimentally impact the value of their businesses. The question they are asking is, what is the value of their businesses now that anyone can approach the Post Office and open a new location? Worryingly, Post Office indicated that they want Postmasters to open these new locations, potentially resulting in their fellow colleagues being the competition of the existing Postmaster. Is this the way that Postmasters want the network to be run going forward? What Postmasters have highlighted to the NFSP via our survey is that due to their collective investment in the network, 92% of Postmasters want to work with the Post Office to face the competition, yet 86% think that Post Office is not listening to them. To be clear, Post Office have stated their intention over the next few years is to reduce the number of independent Postmasters in favour of those businesses that wish to operate multiple outlets. Given the existential threat to the business from growing competition, the questions Postmasters are asking are, what really is the future of this network? Is their investment secure? Will Post Office's transformation programme really work? Should there be a closure programme to let Postmasters leave the network with compensation? How Postmasters are feeling at this moment is that the principal on the chessboard has made a move for personal gain, and they are pawns to be sacrificed for the greater good of the network. It's now up to Post Office and government to recognise that independent Postmasters businesses are not to be squandered and come up with a clear plan to ensure that investing Postmasters do not suffer financially. Let us know your thoughts via this very simple survey. Tell us what you think. We act on your behalf. The NFSP is run by Postmasters for Postmasters, and we are your voice. Thank you.